Hi there. Welcome to what I'm calling the first episode of um, the Badnecklace show, Badnecklace Unclasped, where I attempt to give you some of my pop culture thoughts. For those of you who follow me on Twitter, you usually get it in 140 character bursts, and I thought it might be nice to go ahead and give you the live stream from my living room here at the apartment I fondly call the Shady Pines because it's shady. So this week, I really wanted to rave about Marvel's Jessica Jones, which I am almost done mainlining. We're talking like 11 episodes, no, 12 in the last 2 days. Worth it. It's really great to see a Marvel property that is so female centric. I mean, a lot like Agent Carter, which I also love, which has a very different tone. Jessica Jones, I mean, uh, you can tell there's a woman's touch all over it, but it's very dark. It's the type of darkness that you would expect from hard-boiled male noir, and I really like the fact that they're just like, we can do this with women. She can be as big of a train wreck and alcoholic mess who never gets close to people. That trope can work with women. And I just think it's really well shot and compelling. And I know a lot of people don't like Jessica. I like prickly heroines who push people away. So I really connect to that. And kind of really like how surly she is. Because let's face it, I would love to be that surly on a daily basis. Mostly I just try to be delightful. Um, and I love Luke Cage. Like, I think Mike Coulter is seriously underrated and super talented. And I remember him from, The Good Wife and some of his other small roles on other shows. And I was like, why is he not a bigger presence? So I was really glad that Marvel cast him as Luke, and then he's getting his own show because I think he has so much charisma and just such a quiet power. So for him to play Power Man makes a lot of sense. And he and Kristen Ritter are just electric together. Like, I almost forget there's other people on the show when they're in scenes together. And I guess I would be remiss if I didn't talk about David Tennant. But I don't know, the Purple Man, Kilgrave, is maybe one of the weaker links of the show. I started out really scared by the character, and then towards the end, he just got very, very 10th Doctory with, if you watch Doctor Who, you get that reference. With a dash of the Master. It was like John Saxon and Kilgrave had a bastard baby. So I don't know, because I haven't watched the final episode of the season yet, how this is all going to turn out. But I can tell you that this is the first show I have mainlined in ages. Like, I'm still working my way through Daredevil and Master of None, which is also excellent, but I'll talk about that another time. So the fact that I've been like basically binging, yes, binge watching Jessica Jones says a lot about it. And I encourage people to check it out because it's female centric, but it's not quite as rah happy as Supergirl. I guess it's sort of like the flip side to Supergirl, where everything is very bright, and very positive and upbeat. And Jessica Jones is like the flip side, the dark side, I'm sorry, everything sucks and we just got to get through it, which I guess is a message that speaks to me more than let's smile and fly. So that's my TV pick of the week. It's Jessica Jones on Netflix now. You can binge all 13 episodes. So just make some room in your schedule. And my book pick that I want to talk about is Sarah MacLean's The Road Not Taken. Avon sent me a copy, and for which I am very grateful, because I do love me some fun historical romance. And I think this is one of Sarah MacLean's strongest books in a while. It's funny. It's it's a road movie. I can't help it. I love it when characters get stuck on a journey together and have to kind of deal with each other while they're on the run for something or going to something, because those close quarters just bring out the claws and the banter. And that is definitely the case with Sophie Talbot and this rogue that she ends up sort of enlisting to help her get away from her family. And in the process of trying to get away from London, they find each other and they find love while making you laugh. Like, I think the funny thing is that I think I have to actually go back and look for the hero's name at the moment, because to me, Sophie was the center of the book. And usually, especially in historical romance, it's all about the Duke, the Marquess, the compelling rake. And he may be the titular character, the rogue, but to me, this is Sophie's journey and her journey of discovery of who she is and what she wants out of life and what she wants from this man. So I really liked that. And if you liked Tessa Dare's A Week to Be Wicked, you will definitely love this book because it's very similar. I mean, there's no dinosaur, so no Francine. But Sarah MacLean finds other things that boost up this story, including some kids that are not obnoxious. I know some people don't like kids in their romances, especially precocious ones, but I love the kids that pop up in this book and some of the other secondary characters. It's just delightful. So I highly recommend picking up Sarah MacLean, The Rogue Not Taken. It's a December release. And do I have a third thing? I should have a third thing, right? It's like 3 pearls of wisdom that I'm unclasping for you. I guess my third thing is another TV show, Into the Badlands. I gave it a shot. I watched like 1 episode, and I was really excited to see like a Western, a Western themed sort of post-apocalyptic show with an Asian lead male. I was like, yay, hurrah. But I don't know. That first episode was just so piloty and so full of tropes. The magical martial artist Asian guy, the little white teenager who has a destiny, almost the complete lack of women except for the wives and the widow, and the fact that Sunny, the character played by Daniel Wu, has a secret lover who's pregnant, as you find out in that first episode. But it's apparently a society where, pregnancy is a no-no, and I think you can only have kids because someone lets you. I don't know. The mythology was also very, I guess you have to watch more episodes. But that first episode, there was a lot going on. I felt like, and nothing particularly compelling. It was like a bunch of tropes, and I just immediately looked at the pregnant girlfriend, who was, I think, the only woman of color I saw in like a good chunk of the episode. I was like, she's probably going to die because she's pregnant and he needs angst. It's just that kind of nothing about this show, as opposed to like Jessica Jones, which did have a lot of typical narrative tropes. It still surprised me. Whereas with Into the Badlands, I was just kind of like, I don't know that this is going anywhere surprising, and I have like 72 other hours of TV to watch. So I ain't got time for that. So I kind of just shut off Into the Badlands, and I managed to finish the episode later, but I don't know that I'm interested in watching a second one. So, it's interesting though, because fall is offering us so much to read and so much to watch. So for this week, I just encourage you to binge watch Jessica Jones, order some takeout. I got some Thai last night. It really worked. And pick up, if you want to pick up a good historical romance, pick up The Rogue Not Taken. You'll laugh. That's the best part. And yeah, definitely, I think Sarah MacLean is in top form. And disclaimer, I do know her, but like if her book sucked, I would not tell you to read it. That's kind of how I am. Like, so yeah, there you go. First episode. Tell me what you think in the comments.